the change you wanna see.
Seaside is a caring, connected, and expanding spiritual community, sharing practical tools for richer living.
Just your heart to show you how you can be the change if you wanna.
We join in partnership with God to influence our lives for good, whether for improved health, finances, relationships, or simple happiness and joy.
Plant a flower, watch it grow. You will reap what you sow. You gotta be the change.
For all of those that are joining in, we just wanted to welcome you for being here. Thank you so much. I do want to take a moment and welcome Katie Baggio, who is a longtime Seaside practitioner. She is our light holder tonight, or today. And what she's going to be doing is holding that space, that consciousness, that energy for us as we move through this service. So she is going to be in meditation and prayer throughout the service. So thank you so much for that. And with that, I would love to offer us all to stand and greet our neighbor.
All right, let's all stay standing together as we sing our congregational song this morning, I Am a Light. It's a little bit different this morning. This is call and response. So I'm going to sing something, and you just sing the same thing back to me. I am a light. I am a light in this world. In this world. I am a light. In this world, in this world, this is the place, this is the time to let it shine, let it shine. I see the joy, I see the joy in this world, in this world. I see the joy, I see the joy in this world, in this world. This is the place, this is the time to let it shine, let it shine. Come on, Bob. I'm living love every day. I'm living love every day. Spreading peace along the way. Right time, right place. Living love every day. World, in this world, I am a light, I am a light in this world, in this world. This is the place, this is the time to let it shine, to let it shine. This is the place, this is the time to let it shine, let it shine. One more time. Well, this is the place, this is the time to let it shine. Oh, you all sound so good today.
So do you. You
Thank
sound
you.
amazing today, Danielle. Thank you so much. I love having Danielle here. She's like, I said to her first service, she's basically part of the family now, right? We see her, we love her, and we celebrate her. So thank you. Yeah, we can clap for that. So Reverend Christian is in Costa Rica enjoying the beautiful sun, and it came out today, which is great, here too at Seaside, so that's wonderful. I wanted to take a moment and welcome anybody who might be new for the very first time. If this is your first time at Seaside, you're in for a treat. We are a loving, beautiful, vibrant community, and basically we are here to support each other in our personal growth and evolution. And so it's really that community where you come together and you get to celebrate each other and to celebrate the magnificence that we all have and do it in a place that is wonderful and filled with community. And so if this is your first time, please feel free to stop by the desk in the back. There is a packet for new members, and you get to have one of the CDs of Reverend Christian's talks. You also get to fill out a little card, and you can get weekly emails on all the great things that are happening here at Seaside. There's so much going on all the time, and it's great to get that inside information. And so with that, I would love to take a moment and just let you know that we have our wonderful practitioner here with us today, Deb Sadler, who's going to be starting our invocation, followed by Carolyn Holder with a wonderful message. And so, Deb, if you want to come up and help us out with our invocation.
Good morning, Seaside. I would like to invite you to join me for a moment in the stillness. There is one creative source that lives, moves, and has its being in all that there is. There is a divine intelligence that moves through all the universe. It is everywhere present. The joy that is spirit, the love that is God. For God is the ease and the grace that surrounds each and every one of us. We are each whole and complete as we are parts of spirit. As spirit moves in, through, and around all that is, it is just everywhere present. There is one life, and that life is God's life, and that life is perfect, and that life is my life now. And as this is true for me, this is true for each one here, that each person is that individualized expression of spirit, a gift to our community, to our nation, and to our world. And I know that this service is blessed. And the words of Reverend Kimjera touch each of us in a unique way as her message of love and compassion reaches beyond this sanctuary out into the world. So I know we were blessed to be in this beautiful sanctuary, in this beautiful community, in this loving and compassionate nation, and in this glorious planet that we call Earth.
We let the love wash over us. We let
Good morning, Seaside. Oh, it's so beautiful to see you out there in the audience and to have you with us this morning. My name is Carolyn Holder. I've been a practitioner here at Seaside for 15 years and part of this beloved community for 20 years. And so it's my joy to be here this morning and to be in service and to experience this wonderful service that's unfolding today. We have a fabulous message for you, not we, but it's our beautiful new Reverend Kimjera, and she's going to take us into a very deep, heart-filled space. And the title of her message is, Do You Want to Be Superman? So thinking about her message and how I might support her, I was looking on the internet for a reading, and I found a book by Deepak Chopra, and I love his books. He has a whole multitude of books. But this one book I came across that I thought might be relevant today was not a title that I was familiar with, but I thought it might fit in with the service and have some resonancy with it. And it's entitled The 7 Spiritual Laws of Superheroes. So I'm going to read some of Deepak's thoughts from his first chapter. Balance is the first spiritual law of superheroes. Superheroes know that the only way to resolve any challenge is by going inward. There they connect with their own awareness and reconcile the pull and push of their lives. They stay centered and act from that place of strength and balance. Superheroes remain free of toxic emotions such as hostility and resentment, fear, guilt, and depression, not by denying emotional pain, but by being in touch with it and moving beyond it. Because of their clarity of awareness, the superheroes take responsibility for all painful experiences without ever playing the role of victim. They're able to get in touch with their pain and feelings by awareness of their bodily sensations, which reflect their emotional states. For superheroes, the ability to locate emotions in their feelings in their body, to define them, to express them without blaming others, to share them with close friends, to release them through conscious ritual and move on to celebrate the freedom that comes with not holding on to past experiences of hurt, frees them from becoming victim of them. This law, when practiced, has the potential to change the way we think and act. We can step out of the barrage of noise that surrounds us and discover our potential for living in harmony with ourselves and the world. Our actions and decisions and thoughts become grounded, and we begin to see the world and our place from an entirely new perspective. Like a superhero sitting above the earth looking down, we too suddenly gain a new perspective. So just taking a moment to turn within, letting go of the world of effects, moving into that sacred heart space, breathing into the love and the light that is God, that God presence that I know that is omnipotent, omnipresent, that God that expresses in through every thought, word, action, experience, dream, intention, that is all of creativity. And I know as I stand in that present awareness of spirit, as I allow that beauty and bounty of spirit to actualize in my life, as I become in that place of receptivity into that great, unlimited potential and possibilities of spirit that is ever available, ever wanting to express through me. And I know, as Reverend Christian reminded us last Sunday, that as I stand in that place of joy and receptivity, I open myself to the abundance of God, that flow of spirit that moves in, through, and as me, knowing that I magnetize all that good into my life, that goodness of God that is ever available And knowing as we practice the principles that we teach here at Seaside, as we continue to be that place of unconditional love, as we continue to think not from our head but from our hearts, as we allow our intentions to help us down that path, to move into spirit and feel that deep connection, that intuition that flows through us as we align with spirit, as we move to that mountaintop and see from a greater perspective. I know that that power and presence is always available in each and every moment in all that we do and all that we are. For truly we are these super beings having a spiritual life, and how good it is to feel that connection with spirit. And so it is in deep, deep gratitude for this day, for each and every person that is here, for the love that we share, and for all that we are about to experience. I give thanks from a place of overflow and release these words into the law of spirit, knowing that we go forth in this beautiful morning filled with the light, the love, and the grace of God. And so it is. Amen.
Thank you so much. I know that most of you probably recognize our guest artist today because they have been blessing Seaside for 9 years now with their incredible talents. And if you have not seen them before, I know you're going to love them. I know you're going to want to go out and see them again, and you can, because they have a standing gig at Martini's in Hillcrest every Friday night. So make sure you go and check them out there. This morning, would you please welcome Janice Edwards and Nathan Fry?
My sweet Lord, my Lord, my Lord, I really want to see you, I really want to be with you, really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord. My sweet Lord, my Lord, oh my Lord, I really want to know you, really want to go with you, really want to show you, Lord, that it won't take long, my Lord.
Hallelujah.
My sweet Lord,
Hallelujah.
oh my Lord,
Hallelujah.
my sweet Lord,
Hallelujah.
I really want to see you, really want to see you, really want to see you, Lord, I really want to see you, Lord, but it takes so long, my Lord.
Hallelujah.
My Lord.
Hallelujah.
Oh, my Lord.
Hallelujah.
My sweet Lord.
Hallelujah.
I really want to know Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna,
oh Krishna, Krishna,
Krishna Krishna,
Hare Hare,
Hare
my Lord, yeah, my Lord, Lord.
Oh, my Lord.
Hallelujah,
Hallelujah.
hallelujah, oh my Lord,
Oh, my Lord.
my Lord,
Sweet Lord.
my Lord. Thank you guys.
Wow, that got everybody going. Did you feel the energy of that? Thank you so much, Janice, Nathan, and Danielle. That was amazing. One more time. So it's so glorious to be standing here with you today. As mentioned, my talk title is, Do You Want to Be Superman or Superwoman? Right? The talk titles get really long when you kind of drag them out, but it goes both ways. So I wanted to start by telling you a little story. So a little boy and his mom are at church, and they're heading out, and the little boy turns to the mom and says, Mom, I've decided when I grow up I want to be a minister. And the mom's like, that's fantastic, great. And then she thinks for a second, but why? And he says, well, I have to come to church every Sunday, and I'd rather stand up there and yell at people than sit here and listen. Right? So there's lots of reasons why we might want to become a minister. Yeah, that's not exactly the reason how it manifested for me. So most of you might know I graduated from the School of Ministry just this last, the 3rd of June. Yes, thank you. And so I still have tests to take, but I think that that's the glorious part, because that's all where you just get to share the knowledge that you've gained. But right now, what's happened is this journey of, and let me tell you, it is a profound journey. If they would have told me what was going to happen, I probably would have ran the other direction, quite honestly, because it is work to go through this process. In a beautiful way, though. Not just the work of the classes and the studying and the testing and driving and commitments, but it's that inner work that you have to do that, again, they don't tell you about. It just happens. It unfolds. And so for me, part of that inner journey has really been this concept of, relationships changing and, family dynamics shifting and, career changes. And that fun one, having to deal with what triggers you, that's been a good one. So just feeling those triggers and having to decide, what am I going to do about it? I got to question myself, why am I so triggered by that right now? And what is coming up for me in this moment? And those are the times, I think, when we're really getting deep into our spiritual quest, our spiritual journey. And part of this process, for me and for many people, they say that most people on the quest of spiritual enlightenment tend to go through this period of time that's called the dark night of the soul. Have you guys heard of this before? Yeah. So this is the time when, you are so connected. You're connected to Source. You're connected to God. And you know God at this deep, deep level. And then there's this time throughout the process where things just kind of get darker because you lose this sense of connection and you can't find your way. And the whole concept is that as you go through this, you end up journeying back to your soul. You end up journeying back to who and what you really are at a deeper level. Now, let me share with you, the process of the dark night of the soul, it's not super fun. Most people that talk about it say that it can be very painful. It can be very deep because there's this work that's being done and you got to go through the work. And so for me, I've looked at lots of the traditions, and if you really study the history, every tradition pretty much has this concept of what this is within the tradition. So for example, I love Gnosticism because Gnosticism is the whole idea is the journey of you are coming from this spiritual source. Sound familiar? What we believe. And through that process, you take on this physical form. And when you are being and made in the image and the creation of the soul and of your true beingness, you are perfect. You know source at the deepest level. And then you take on this physical form, and it's almost like a process of forgetting takes place on purpose. That's what they believe. It's on purpose. You forget your true nature because the whole concept of living is to journey back to that deep knowingness. They believe that this knowledge is where you're profoundly meant to be, and not an intellectual knowledge, but a knowingness within. So through that, you also have the Upanishads and in Hinduism, and they're teaching that Radha is constantly searching for Krishna, and there's this love that's taking place, and unfortunately, Krishna loves then leaves. Right? So that happens. And in the Sufi tradition, you have this longing for the union with the beloved. Do you notice the theme of the longing? Lots of longing happening. And I think the process that it is this longing, the journey of the longing is where you actually find the answer to the longing. It's going through it that you get to it. There's this wonderful Spanish 16th century mystic named John of Christ, and he talks about this as an awakening. He says this process is an awakening, which sounds really magnificent. I want to go through an awakening, right? But to go through the awakening, you have to go through the deadening process first. And through that process, you release your attachments to things. You release your attachment to the mind, to the body, to the stuff, to the material possessions. And as you release the attachments, you can get to the awakening. But there's always this process that you're moving through. And so as I've been going through this journey, I've really felt like it's been this gift, this profound gift, because if I'm going to stand up here and be able to commune and celebrate and teach and talk and share, I have to have experienced some of this in order to do that with a sense of wisdom and knowledge. And so it's been a gift, for sure. And so through that, I'd like to talk to you today a little bit about something that's a little bit deep. It's something that's affected me most recently. I've been seeing a lot of it in the news and the media, and it just really kind of touched me. And I felt like, it was something that we were just not talking about. So I wanted to start, if you're willing to go a little deep with me, with a couple numbers that I want to throw out at you. The first is 45,000. So according to the National Institute of Mental Health, a study was done by the CDC in 2016, and according to that study, 45,000 is the number of Americans that commit suicide every single year. Wow, right? That's more than double the amount of homicides that we have, which is only 19,000. The second numbers I want to give you are 2 and 10. So out of the age group of 10 to 34-year-olds, suicide is the second leading cause of death. And it's the 10th leading cause out of the age group from 35 to 54. Did you know that? And the last number I want to give you is 105. So 105 is the amount of people that actually take their own life every single day. Every day, 105. Now, I know I've been hearing a lot in the media lately, which is what really, really struck me. And I feel like it's something that I want to bring forth for us to talk about, because you see people that have been so beloved that it's happening to, like Robin Williams, who, I grew up on the era of Mrs. Doubtfire. Loved that movie, made me laugh. And Good Will Hunting, where he made me cry. And he was just such a profound gift to us. And yet, at age 63, he left this world, but he did suffer from bipolar disorder and depression. And then you've got Kate Spade, who was just this profound energy. She's just creative, and this light in this world. And she did the same, but again, bipolar related depression that she suffered from. And then you had Anthony Bourdain. Like, who hasn't seen his shows on the Food Channel? And most recently, Heather Locklear tried and has luckily did not succeed. But, I'm bringing this to our attention because I feel like we need to talk about why. These public figures, it's suddenly happening to, but yet if you listen to the statistics I just read, it's happening every day to the people in our lives, to people we know, to people we share our time with, or our friends share their time with, and yet we're not talking about it. One of the things that I'm hearing as a common theme is this concept of mental illness, right? This concept of mental disease, and I think what's striking me profoundly is that we are closing ourselves off to having the conversation because it's not mainstream, because there's guilt, there's shame, there's fear, right? So we're not talking about what's coming up for us. But yet the spiritual truth behind it is that we can get to a healing in it. But first, we have to open ourselves up to being able to express it. And the truth is, it's difficult, right? It's okay, totally okay to have diabetes, right? You can talk about that and people can love you and support you and come to you. It's okay to have potentially an inoperable disease. Not that we want to have it, I'm not saying that, but we can talk about it. And people come to us and love us and support us and share with us. It's okay to have heart failure potentially, and that can be caused genetically. When we end up in the hospital and we have a long stay, and people again come to our side and we talk to us and they bring us, love and cards and kindness and energy and warmth. But it's not okay to talk about depression. It's not okay to feel the energy of somebody who maybe ends up in the hospital because they have a nervous breakdown, or because they suffer from alcoholism or drugs, or they need to get treatment. We're not talking about that. And it's not because we don't want to be. I think those that are going through it want to be, but there's fear there. There's this idea there that we're not quite sure what it means and how people are going to perceive us, so we just decide that it's easier to stay silent. But let me tell you what the spiritual truth in that is. If we stay silent, it gains power. And that's how the dis-ease comes about. We can't heal because we are giving our energy over to something that is outside of us and not something that is within us, which is the God presence that is already within. So that's what all these Eastern traditions teach. That's where Ernest Holmes got all of this, was that we can heal, because if we go back to what I talked about in the beginning, our true nature of ourself, we are powerful. And we have the presence of the divine within. And so we don't need to go outside of ourselves, but yet we want to be talking about it. We want to be sharing what's going on with us with other people and feel okay to do that. There's somebody who is really fantastic that has started a nonprofit that I came across, and his name is Johnny Boucher. And the nonprofit, he's the CEO and founder of Hope for the Day. And this nonprofit has been built around this idea of bringing forth visibility, resources, and information to break the silence and the stigma. His concept and idea is that we need to be saying it's okay to not be okay. Now, I'm going to stand here and tell you that it's not okay to live in that place and to be the victim that we talked about, or that Carolyn did so beautifully talking about. We don't want to become in that person, but what we do want to do is be okay to talk about what we're going through so that we can then gain the source and the support from Spirit. Because when we release the power that it has over us, then we get to be and show up in our magnificence in a different way. And that's the power that we want to be tapping into. Right? You with me? All right. So I think that this pain and all of this comes a lot of the time from, like we talked about, the guilt, the fear. I think Brené Brown was onto something when she really, built, her books and her concept around the idea of shame and the idea of losing the sense of self. Another statistic that I read was out of all of the people who suffer from depression in the United States, half of them do get treatment. And out of the half that get treatment, 80 to 90% are treated successfully. That's powerful to me. Can you imagine if the other half were willing to say, hey, I'm a little off today, I'm not feeling so great, and I want to get the help that I need? Because through the process of that, we get to live in our glory because we're taking a step forward into our own well-being and saying yes to who and what we really are, which is this divine magnificence of spirit. I think of it kind of like, I don't know, I used the metaphor earlier and I think the audience got it, but it's this concept of kind of like an old horror movie where somebody gets dropped, a girl or a boy gets dropped in the middle of a forest, and then they just start running, right? Because they're scared, but there's something behind them that is coming forth, and yet they don't know what it is, and then they can't see through the trees of where the road is, so they just start running. Are you with me? Yeah. So I feel like sometimes when we're kind of floundering, that's what we're doing. We're just running. We're just trying to head for as fast as we can in whatever direction we can. But I always say, I think it would be very interesting in one of those movies if just for a brief moment, the girl running just sat down. What if she just sat down, right? And she just decided, I'm going within. Right now, I'm going to trust something different because I don't know where the road is. Nobody's told me. I don't know what's chasing me. I don't know what direction I'm supposed to. I just sit down. I don't know. To me, I have those visualizations in weird ways. But I think the metaphor really is there that God has us, and that there is this powerful presence that is so much greater than who and what we know, and if we can find our way to that, we can find our way to our truth. Ernest Holmes says this, he says, remember that God is the silent power behind all things, and always ready to pour into our experience that which we need. God is the silent power behind all things, ready to pour into our experience that which we need. So I think if she did sit down, something would show up. Something would show up, right? Because that's how it's created. If we trust and surrender and give ourselves over to this great power and we find that innerness within that knows, that knowingness that we talked about, nothing can stop us. I'm very moved and touched by like Selena Gomez, who has come out with her struggle. She was diagnosed with lupus, and she came out saying that she has anxiety and depression because of it, and she's doing something about it. And those are the examples that really lift me up, because I think, that it's powerful, that we can make a difference and we can change the way that we are showing up, and that there are people out there doing it. And I think the more that we do that, the more we're going to say yes to this life. Say yes to this experience, say yes to what we were handed, because the road isn't easy really for anybody, but it's how we're showing up to it and how we're directing ourselves through it, and if we can find our way back to who and what we really are. I think the interesting part too is that the world a lot of times will say something's potentially wrong with us if we do have something going on. And I challenge that because I think that we are all these beautiful souls of the divine. And if you've heard me talk before, you've heard me say that God can't get it wrong. God can't get it wrong. Every single one of us have been created just the way that we are for a reason, to live this experience and to live this life. And so we are on the right and perfect path. And so imagine if we could show up for people in just a new and beautiful way. Like, what if we could redefine what it means to be successful? Right? What if we really take a moment, just think about that for a second. What is your concept of success? Is it money? Is it a car? Is it a house? Is it a great job? Is it a title? What is it? And what if success shifted in your mind, and now success is, did you make a difference in someone else's life today? What if success is the interpersonal relationships that you have in your life? What if success is how much you love yourself? How much you love yourself. Like, can you look at yourself in the mirror and say, I love you? That's success. And if we start changing the paradigm and redefining what we believe, then it opens us up to so much greater possibility, because we're not being held back by the false beliefs and the falseness of the outer world, and we're living more from an inner world. I'm going to have Marv get ready to play this video. This is a young man that really, really affected me recently, because he graduated and he wasn't out for any, the way that this all went down was really God showing up to support him in his success, in, to me, a new definition of success. So Marv, take it away.
The picture of determination. Tens of thousands of people across the country are sharing this photo of a local high school graduate.
I feel a bit overwhelmed.
A Max bus driver snapped the shot of Corey Patrick walking to the bus stop in full cap and gown to go to his graduation. His family doesn't own a car.
Corey was so excited that day.
And it turns out his big day wasn't the only day he took the bus. For the entire school year, Corey walked from his West End home to the bus stop to get to Tarrant High School.
Corey leaves the house at 4 o'clock every morning so that he can make it to this bus stop by 5:41. School is all the way on the other side of town.
Some mornings I had to, nudge him a little bit, but he got up.
Corey gets up that early because he moved out of Tarrant last year.
I didn't want to go to a whole nother school.
His mother says they've hit speed bumps with finances, but nothing was going to keep her son from walking that stage.
I almost came to tears. It's been a long year, and I finally accomplished what my goal.
And the day after graduation, Corey went to work.
Corey set that goal out to accomplish, and he did it.
So many people now reaching out to help. Corey says he wants to use the donations to go to college and get a car.
What's your dream car?
My dream car is the Ferrari.
A teenager determined to live out his picture of success. In Birmingham, Arlene Martinez, WBTM 13.
So first off, you gotta love Corey's smile, right? I mean, it's just adorable. But what I love is, from this, Ricky Smiley, who is a local news radio personality there in Alabama, got wind of his story. And imagine, this was a bus driver. A bus driver snapped that shot of him running because he had been with him every single day as he went to school. And it snapped him going to his graduation, and that's what went viral. And they raised $11,000 for him to go to college. He got a car from Ricky Smiley, an SUV, and he got a full ride scholarship to Jacksonville University. And so I have so much hope. I have so much inside me that sees the magnificence of this world, of this universe, of where we are right now. And I truly believe that as we open ourselves up to accept all of who we are, right? All of who we are, no matter what is showing up for us, and we can say that it's okay to not be okay today, and have somebody pour in and love us and support us and lift us up, so that we can then let them have a day that it's not okay to be okay, or that it is okay to be okay. That's what we want to experience in life. That's what we want to be doing for each other, because when we can create a world like that, that is truly a world that works for everyone. And so in closing, I just want to remind us that as we move through this next week, to really take in how you are defining your life as success, how you are showing up. Can you be that light for other people? And what I'm going to do is, I was very blessed. I asked Nathan and Janice if they would be willing to sing this specific song, which was the inspiration for this talk, because this song has meant a lot to me, and it's by Rachel Platten, and it is called Superman. But if you listen to the words, I'd like you to this is my gift to you today, is listen to the words as if one of two things. Either you're talking to somebody who you know needs this message, who needs to feel like they are okay. Or listen to this message as God, Spirit, Universe, Infinite Intelligence speaking to you. Because I'm telling you, I have cried over this song. I have felt this song at the deepest core. And I just believe that that if we all could really hear it, we would know that we are sourced, we are supported, that God has us at our core, and that we can surrender anything and everything that is going on into that infinite intelligence, and we will have the most amazing, magnificent life. And so I bless you and I thank you, and so it is.
If I could break away half of all your pain, I'd take the worst of it and carry you like you carry me. You say that you're alright when tears are in your eyes. We're strong enough for this, and I need you. It's okay that you need me. So put your armor on the ground tonight, 'cause everyone's got to come down sometime.
You don't have to be Superman. You don't have to be Superman. You don't have to hold the world in your hands. You've already shown me that you can. You don't have to be Superman.
I know I've been gone too much. We talk about me too much. I'm selfish and distracted, but I'm here and I'm listening. And it's just you and me and these four walls. And we are only human after all.
You don't have to be Superman. You don't have to be Superman. You don't have to hold the world in your hands. You've already shown me that you can. Don't be Superman.
You rest your eyes now, take my hand. Even heroes fall down now and then. You can let it go.
You don't have to be Superman. You don't have to be Superman. You don't have to hold the world in your hands. You've already shown me that you can. You don't have to be Superman. Oh, you don't have to be Superman.
They are amazing. So with that, I would love to invite our ushers to please come forward. And this is that time where we get to really open our hearts into the giving, because this spiritual community, let me tell you, it changes lives. There are people that are profoundly affected by who and what we are here to do, this message. And we are giving and tithing and sharing all that we get out into the community to change the lives of others. And I thank you, those are online, and those that do auto tithe, thank you so much. This is a conscious giving that happens on a consistent basis every single month. We are so grateful. And so with that, I would love for us to say the affirmation of abundance together. Spirit continues to bless my world. Gratefully I live as the giving expression of Spirit. opening the floodgates of the affluent flow of the greater good as my life now. And so it is. And so as I just breathe in the essence of this divine offering, just knowing that it goes forth and it multiplies in magnificent ways, touching the lives of all of those at Seaside and beyond. I'm so grateful in the gratitude and the joy and the love that it creates. I thank you, thank you, thank you, and so it is. And this is Tasha, our board member. Love her. And I'd love to thank in the back, thank you all so much. Steve and Marv, everybody, you guys have been fantastic. Thank you. Those online, we appreciate you being here. The band, that was wonderful. Oh my gosh, Nathan and Janice, you guys blew it out of the park. Thank you. Thank you so much. Danielle, isn't she family? We just love you. Thank you. Your songs are so powerful. And Carolyn, your message, honestly, Spirit works in mysterious ways. Like, it was absolutely right and perfect. So thank you so much for showing up. And with that, I don't know if we have any little kiddos. Do we have any kiddos today? All right. Well, hopefully they'll come in if we do have them. So we do have this wonderful thing called Gourmets for God happening right now, and I think they're going to be jumping out here in a minute. So when Reverend Christian said that, could I do the talk, then I got the email. If you know Reverend Christian, I got the email like a couple weeks later. Can you chef it up on stage? So you get to see me chef it up on stage. I always say yes, so here we go. Oh, yay. Okay, so she's going to dress me while I kind of get started here. But this is one of my kids' favorites, and it is chocolate chip pancakes. You guys ever made these at home? I know, I'm not as wow factor as Rev C, but that's okay. We're going to go with chocolate chip pancakes today. So the great thing about Gourmets for God is it's a great way to build yourself in community and really get to know everybody. Aw, see? How am I looking? And here goes the hat. The hat's the best part. All right, put it on, girl. Let's see how this thing's gonna go. Oh, she's gonna put it sideways. Cute, love it. Okay. Okay, drum roll. That was way better this time. First service, it was a hot mess. Let me just tell you. It really was. These are edible. These are edible, and this is one of my kids' favorites. It's actually one of my favorites, too. I'm not going to lie. I like chocolate chip pancakes. But what's great about Gourmets for God is you get an opportunity to support the community, and you get to go and make friends and get to know people in a really nice way. So there's sign-ups in the back. And then I know, Susan, you wanted to talk a little bit about Reverend Christian's Gourmets for God?
Yeah, we are having a farm dinner, and it doesn't say it in the program, but it's 7 courses up the chakra. So, starting with the red root chakra, which would be a beet salad, ending with lavender cardamom ice cream that's churned on site. So, I mean, everything in between, it's going to be rad. Plus your...
Oh, yeah, wine tasting with my husband and I. Oh, yeah, we can't burn these babies. Okay, hold on, hold that thought. Okay, there we go. Oh, see? It's so beautiful. Chocolate chip pancakes. Thank you. So ours is, we're in Temecula. We're doing a wine tasting. My husband's going to drive us around, and we get to go from place to place. You get to start at our house with some goodies, and then we're going to do some wine and cheese and bread along the way, so it should be really fun. So check out the Gourmets for God table. Sign up. Get to know people in the community. I know that you guys will love it. All right. Aw, thanks. All right, so we are going to, I'd like to invite the practitioners up. For those practitioners, this is 4th Sunday, so this is Wall of Prayer Sunday. And what's great is, if anything has come up for you in this talk, anything that you need prayer support for, these are the beloveds that are here to support you. They have had years of training. They are profoundly full of wisdom, and they can pray with you today. So please, at the end, take some time to come up and get a prayer. And with that, let's go within. Just breathing into the energy and the vibration that is here in this sanctuary, knowing that we are this divine essence, this beautiful expression of the one entity, the one presence, that one infinite intelligence. It is the universe, it is the earth, it is the energy, it is the life form, it is love, it is spirit, it is God. This is that powerful presence that is within us already, having its being in, through, and as our experiences. And let me tell you, God can't be wrong. And so I know that in this moment, everything that I am is pouring forth in perfection. And what I know for myself, I know for everybody here. For you are made in the image and likeness of this beautiful presence. And so this knowingness, this wisdom is already pouring forth in you, as you. And all you need to do is say yes to it. I claim in this moment that for anybody who has anything less than wholeness, less than perfection coming forth in their body, in their mind, in their heart, I ask you and hold the space so that you can pull it forth into this space right here and right now, knowing that it cannot be the truth of who and what you are, and we can allow it to dissipate into the nothingness that it came from. For there is this power and this presence that is here. I want to take a moment and hold Sandy Atkinson in our hearts. She's a beloved practitioner here at Seaside, knowing that she is wholeness and love and surrounded with peace of mind and grace. And for Dr. Reverend Christina Tolton, who fell this week, I'm just knowing perfect healing and clarity coming forth as she moves in through that healing process, allowing Spirit to take hold. And so with this, I just allow us to know that we don't have to be Superman, that we get to live and breathe and be authentically us and let God do what God does best and hold us high. And I claim that, I know that, I accept it, and I release it, and so it is. Then we're going to come forth and sing.
There was a time in my life I thought I had to do it all for myself. I didn't know the grace of God was sufficient. I didn't know the love of God was at hand. But now I can say, if you are discouraged, struggling just to make it through another day, you've got to let it go. And this is what you've got to say. I release and I let go, and let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. And my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Come on, Seaside, let's hear you. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God. Yeah.
And if we can all say the affirmation together, God is my source. And again, God is my source. One more time. God is my source. And our song of grace.
I'm living in love. I'm
Living in peace, I'm living my life for what I believe.
through
Joys and through fears,
in this world I walk.
God's grace shines on me, and it shines on us all. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We are living in grace. We're living in love.
We're living in peace. United we stand as one family. We honor all truth as together we walk. God's grace moves through me, and it moves through us all. We are living in grace. 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 Have a great Sunday, everybody.
That was awesome.
Thank you. Good to see you.